Hello everyone, welcome to I guess something new. We're doing mini talks on WIXOSS, the second season, and I have Skyline with me.
Hello.
Yep, and we decided to do the mini talks on this because this show's got a lot of mystery and it always certain episodes leave you hanging, and it's always fun to guess what's going to happen next. And so I figured it'd be fun to do a mini talk on this. And this
I
episode,
I like
go ahead, sorry.
oop, I, I rather like the idea of doing mini talks. It feels like the show is going to escalate, so we should too.
Right, yeah, that's true, definitely, I agree on that. And it's episode 2. We did a written post on episode 1 because it's just what we do on Metanorn. And episode 2 is the feverish bond, or that bond is feverish. It's kind of weird how they, most of the titles for certain episodes are a little weird, I would say.
Mhm.
And basically it picks up with Ruko kind of questioning what her wish would do, what she's going to do with her wish, and how she's going to meet the mysterious girl that I guess that makes the girls into LRGs. And so she's trying to figure out how will she meet her. Does she have to become one of these cards, or is there another way she can do it? And of course her friend, I forgot her name for a bit, but she kind of tells her there has to be a different way to do it besides you sacrificing yourself to become a card.
That would be a Hitoe and Yuzuki that she was having a conversation with.
Right, yeah, I think there's different ways she could do it. I mean, obviously they don't want her turning to that be a card, so it's like there's gotta be another way she can at least figure something out. Hopefully, anyway.
Well, yeah, at this point, it's really funny because some of the answer was almost there because Yuzuki was constantly telling her, no, you can't become a card. You can't become a card. It's terrible. But it's like, hey, you've been over there. I mean, can't you find a way to do it? Or I guess they're really closed off in that card, but I hope they might be able to try to explore that.
Yeah, it's almost like once you
Music could
become
probably get back into.
yeah, well, it's like once you become that card, I guess you closed off in like another dimension or something. That's what I look at it as.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're pretty much stuck in that card till you get out. But yeah, I think there's another way she can do it. And besides, Rico doing her thing with, you know, the thoughts of the wishes and everything, we have Akira. She's back. I always consider her maybe the most entertaining girl to watch because she's always up to something and she's very sneaky. So it's like you gotta keep an eye on her. And she's back, but she's not really her original self. She's kind of, I guess, more quiet and I guess broken at this point. Would you agree on that or not really?
When you first met on her, she was in the episode. She was, her attitude is always really, really bitter,
Hmm.
always really spiky, just really that whole mean girl vibe going down to her. But this one, she even managed to take that up a notch, didn't she? Just insulting total strangers that recognize her from her magazine cover or her grab shots, which they should be doing. I know there's this, no touchy, no touchy, stop, don't bother the idols too terribly much culture in Japan right now, but still, that was don't kick your fans in the knee. Just general advice.
Right. I mean, you put yourself out there. I mean, people are obviously gonna comment. That's how it is in
Hmm.
in the entertainment industry, I guess, in general. But yeah, Kara's kind of just going through whatever she's going through right now, and I guess Lilith approaches her, which is technically Iona's body, but the card inside her, whatever, and she's just wants her to get back to her old self, and she's pushing Akira to become the way he used to be. I guess that's what she used to like about her, and there's a bit of a Yuri moment almost. I mean, it's not full blown, but you can might as well consider it that. I mean, she's all up on her. Like pushing her to the wall and everything. I'm like, damn.
Well, yeah, it's like we were talking about in Crossang recently, and the fact that this isn't about sex. This is about power. When you
Hmm.
get right down to it, this is about control. I mean, Lilith is even more is even more manipulative than Akira will ever be, and she's still in cahoots with Iona. When you get right down to it, she's fulfilling the wish to help Yuko or Ruka
Hmm.
and Iona as an outright find more powerful opponents. So there's a lot going on in the background of those two. They're still playing that larger game that I was always suspicious about mentioning during the show's initial run during Infected.
Right. Yeah, that's true. And on top of that, Akira, I guess she has a scar on her face still, and that's kind of keeping her from being back to her original idol self and being on the magazines or anything. But I guess someone brings her some makeup and she puts makeup on, it removes the scar temporarily, and she kind of feels better about herself and starts coming back to her old ways. But the thing is, she also was being, mistreating her mom, yelling at her mom. Anyone that visits, she
Goodness.
kind of yells at them. But yeah, it was kind of like, damn, man, I get it, she's kind of spoiled, but wow.
I mean, she's got the idle exterior, but she's got that delinquent thing going on for her so much when it comes to her home life. It's just, ugh.
Right, yeah, it's true. And with that, Lilith is what is one behind it. You gave her the makeup, and doing that, I guess she's like, if your physical appearance, looks different, maybe you get back to your original self. And I guess she used the word like shining. She likes seeing a character shine, and I guess that's just
Hmm.
meaning like she likes when she's aggressive, battling, and she's mean. I mean, that's what Lilith actually kind of likes about her. So I think that's what she
Hmm.
wants.
And then fully admitted that even though she was really mean to her when she was a card, that she only did it out of love. I only did it to push you further, to egg you on, to keep you going and all that.
Yeah, so it's definitely that Kara Lilith, you know, dynamic they got going here, back and forth. Both are kind of similar, but both are
Yeah, but
different.
and playing that long game, Ulith mentions that she'll use, whatever connection she has, she'll use Iona's father's wealth to grant any wish Akira has.
Right, yeah.
And, playing Selector without a wish, again, we've been down this path, and it ends really weird. And again, that plays into that long game that the two of them, Ulith and Iona, are both playing with this.
Mhm, definitely. And with that, Riko eventually runs into, Kara, and they kind of have a battle. And I guess they reveal that Akira is actually a selector again. She's got a new card. And I think a lot of people, when they saw the episode, were commenting that as a plot hole about, how did
Mhm.
Akira get her selector again if she was, I guess sort of, removed from the game in the first season, but now she's back in the game. So it's kind of like, is that a plot hole or not really?
And only as much as a plot hole from last season when Hitoe got a
Mm,
new Selector deck.
that's true. Yeah. Like,
And when Mirakun was recycled away from Hitoe and into another player. So, it's a plot hole, I think, if they've already established something and then they forget an incident. They've not really established how selectors indeed are selected when you get right down to it.
right, 'cause I mean, they did also say that, they do, I guess, some memory loss too when you do that. Because Hitoe was kind of like, she didn't know about certain people and forgot about the cards.
I
I thought that
I
was in
still
there.
maintain, I still maintain that the
Hmm.
curse is not memory loss for each and every single selector
Right,
that loses those three battles. That was just specific to Hitoe
right, yeah, that's true.
and specific to just her friends. So,
Hmm.
and she got over it. She powered through it.
Right, yeah, she's back to somewhat normal, but yeah, and like, Kara has a new card that's I think it's like Million or whatever. It's a weird name, and it's a strange card. It's kind of more of a like she's kind of more like a happy, kind of happy card. It's kind of weird pairing for Kara, but yeah.
Her original card was taciturn, silent.
Mhm. Right. And we get to the battle, but it's cut short because I guess the security guard kind of catches them, and so they can't
Mhm.
complete their battle. But it was cool seeing Ruko and Leona kind of team up for the first fight I've ever seen them do. I think it's the first time they ever
And
done that.
do crap because do crappily because even Akira calls him out on it. Ruko barks out an order, and Iona's like, no, no, you don't, no, you don't play it that way. And
Right,
it's
yeah.
like all in them. It's like, what, the Elrig is calling the shots right now? What the heck?
Yeah, I think Iona's kind of realizing that Rico isn't going to be her old self as far as fighting goes. It's like, yeah, you gotta get back to that, but it's going to be hard for her. Because I don't think Iona and Rico kind of get along. I think they're kind of enemies right now, but yeah, they gotta kind of work together sometime. And
Hmm.
I guess on top of that, we had Iona's wish. I guess her was wish to become strong, maybe, I guess, what you have written down. Which
What's that
works.
again?
Iona's real wish,
Oh,
I guess, wanted to become,
Iona's real
yeah.
wish, to become a strong selector's Elrig. It was never to become an Elrig herself. It was to become a strong selector's Elrig. And so she's, this is her bankroll is on Ruko right now.
Mm-hmm. Right, definitely it is.
So, again, how does this play into the larger end game?
Right, yeah. So that's what I'm wondering too. Like, what are some of these wishes that some of these girls come up with? It always makes you wonder, like, what are they
Hmm.
really thinking? And while we have
Hmm.
that going on, we have the other girl, Chitari. She's a little girl with the, weird outfit, and she's talking to her card, and I guess her card revealed the whole thing about switching bodies and all that, and it seems like the other girl's
Hmm.
kind of like excited about that, like she doesn't really care about that happening to her. So that sounds like fun. I'm like, this girl's kind of, either she, like you said, maybe in denial about the whole thing, you know?
Probably, but I love Eldora's, personal revelation on that point. She's like, "I'm so happy I have you as a selector. I don't have to feel guilty."
Right? It's like you seem to be excited for
It's
it,
like,
so
gosh.
yeah. Yeah, I also wonder if she already's been through this system before. Like maybe she's already been cycled through a couple times and it found it to be interesting or found it to be
And
fun versus everyone else.
maybe she. I mean, It probably would be interesting if you didn't have your initial wish screwed up because maybe her wish was for a cake, and then she doesn't get cake anymore, and you could live with that. That's okay.
Right? Yeah. Maybe it's not a big wish. Yeah, that would make sense. Yeah.
Hmm.
And yeah, I guess before all then at the end of all that, we still have the mystery of where Tama is. So who has her and
Hmm.
how's Ruko gonna find her? I think that's gonna be the overall plot of this second season. And I think around maybe episode five
Yep,
or
friends.
six, maybe she might run into her. We'll see. Maybe interesting.
Will she be an eternal girl? Will she be walking and talking and out there or around there, or will she be a card?
Yeah, I think it'd be
That's the
interesting
question.
if Tama did like she got a wish completed and she actually became human, and found
Hmm.
Ruko and they talked to each other. But that'd be kind of interesting. I mean, I didn't really think about that twist if they threw that in there.
Hmm.
And that's pretty much the episode. I mean, what do you think overall? Like good toning. I mean, I think it was cool seeing Akira again.
Um, it's beginning days for them right now, so they're playing their cards, if you will, close to their vest. They're not wanting to give too terribly much away about everyone's motivations as of yet. So it's fun to watch episodes like this because it keeps you guessing. It just makes you wonder whose motivations are going where to what end, all that sort of stuff.
Right, definitely, that's true. I agree on that.
Hmm.
And for
I
extra
mean,
extra
I mean,
stuff, go ahead, sorry, my bad.
I mean, a show's good when it makes you look forward to seeing the next episode.
Oh, definitely, yeah, I agree. I mean, some people see that cliffhangers
Hmm.
being a bad thing, but I think it depends on the show, really. I mean, this show does have an overall mystery,
Hmm.
so it's always going to end in a way that's always like, huh? Leaves you guessing. It
Hmm.
always does. And I think, like you said, those shows are fun when they can keep you guessing and keep you on your toes. I mean, it's not fun being able to predict the entire plot of a series. I think, anyway.
Yeah.
And for extra stuff, we had the beginning of Ruko and her grandma kind of battle. It was kind of funny. I was like, oh my god, they're gonna throw down, and grandma's gonna reveal that she has she's a selector, and that'd be amazing. I thought it was funny if she pulled out a
That
card
would
and it was Tama. I was like, oh my god.
Wasn't this one your card? How did I get it? I don't know. Ooh, SmackDown.
Yeah, like this card keeps talking to me. It's getting very annoying. I think it's broken. I'm gonna get rid of it. Like no. But yeah, it was pretty funny. And you had a note here about Rei Kukumiya voicing a tall Bishojo character. It means it's very strange, like you were saying. I mean, cause
Yeah, I
yeah.
mean, am I the only one, or did you feel the same way too? Especially, when she really got. I mean, she started off in a normal or in a different register than she usually voices her characters, and you're used to seeing her come out of the lowly characters most of the time.
Mhm.
And so she started shifting over a period of time to where she started talking much more like Ulith and much more like a typical character that she does, and it felt disjointed to me. It really, really, really felt just weird to me. And I just wonder if the creators of the show are doing that on purpose, if they're kind of playing this against type in a way.
Probably. I mean, it's always fun seeing an actor, especially anime, just go from we're used to seeing him as Lolly, Tsundere, and then they switch it up and they play a different role. Like Hanazawa Kana is the best example of this, where she voiced so many cute girls over the years, and now last season, or a couple seasons ago, she started voicing males, boy characters, and it's very strange. And when she voices like an
Hmm.
evil role, I mean, it's very fun. But yeah, this one was kind of weird for I guess Reikumi. We used to, like you said, hearing her in different type of roles. But this is, I mean, I like when she's kind of gets a little, I guess, evil, if you want to call it. She's I like when she does that, but I see most people probably wouldn't like that.
Hmm.
But yeah.
Hmm.
And like we mentioned before, Kira's kind of being a bitch to her mom, yelling and screaming at her. Every time she brings in like, you have some fan mail or a box or whatever, and she just gets mad at her. It's like, damn, Kira, calm down. And my last note here is Lilith. She had a funny quote when she was talking to Kira that she's always longed for her, and to me, I'm like thinking, that's like a mini confession to me that obviously there's something between these two characters, and maybe one feels stronger for the other one than she really realizes. But I don't know what they're gonna do with that. We'll see.
Um, I think more or less, like I mentioned
Uh-huh.
earlier, it feels like more of a control issue. I've always longed to have someone like you under my thumb,
Right.
doing my bidding. I can lead you on to greatness, or I can squish you like a little bug anytime
Right.
I want. That I think that's what she's always longed for when you get right down to it.
Yeah, that's true. And like Eula did make the comment to her that she always has always watched her and always enjoyed looking at her and just you know like you said, she wants someone she can actually use and manipulate. If she can get working
Hmm.
that feelings card with her, because I guess those two can, I guess like you said, she can push her to do something, and Akira will actually do it. So I mean, it's kind of
Hmm.
easy for her. And that's pretty much the episode. I mean, still again a mystery of what's Riku gonna do, the wish, where's Tama, and all these new characters that are gonna be showing up here soon. So I'm curious to see what happens next.
All out battle. They'll start introducing, like, multiple players on the same field. Like four and five people going at it.
Oh, that'd be interesting. I mean, uh,
I'm kidding. I'm kidding. It's complex enough with just one-on-one, but it would be interesting to see if they have multiplayer battles or team battles or something like that. That would be something cool.
talk to you guys next week for more Recross.
All right, right.